What's up, taters? This is Tree from treeoflogic.com, and welcome to the Treetop News here on this Friday. The weekend is here, y'all, on the 29th of July. First of all, I want to thank you guys so much for watching my video yesterday. It's now monetized, but it was demonetized. And I just had it submitted for an appeal and they monetized it. But I want to say that even though it was demonetized, I got a lot of traffic to that video. So those of you who are sharing my videos, thank you. Those of you who are liking the video, thank you, thank you. And those of you who are commenting on the videos, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I just want to let you guys know that was very impressive that the video was getting some traction without it being monetized, and that means that this format is catching on and is letting me know that I'm on the right track. So with that being in mind, I would also like to thank Goody Goody for his $5 donation. Thank you so much, Goody Goody, for your donation for the super thanks. I just want to thank you guys for that so much. So I am diligently checking every day to see who's doing the super thanks because I'm not notified. I have to go and manually check it. And I saw that you did make a donation yesterday. So thank you for supporting me. Now, for the rest of you all, sit back, relax, and we're about to have a good show. And let's start it as always with international news. Enjoy. Okay, taters, so we're going to still keep up with Nasty Nancy, okay? Honey, let me tell you something. This is some good stuff right here. I want to see how this is going to turn out. So we got several more days of July, and then August is coming up. And then I went to do some research, and I'm like, well, what particular day is she going to try to fly over there in Taiwan? Guess what? She ain't telling nobody. Yeah, she's keeping it hush, hush. Isn't that something? So it looks like I'm going to be right again that she is not going to go. Because if you're going to go, why not go ahead and give the date, right? Because with the satellite system that China has anyway, they're going to know if you're coming over there. But honey, let me tell you something. China went and upped the ante, right? Let me read this to you. China threatens to aim new missiles at the United States. Not the old missiles, child. The new ones. They got the brand new ones, you know what I'm saying? With the new car smell on them, all right? And aircraft, if Nancy Pelosi visit time, they about to break out new missiles for this chick. She should be honored, I swear. The Chinese Defense Ministry ratcheted up its belligerent rhetoric on Tuesday by threatening to aim new missiles at American planes and aircraft carriers near Taiwan if House Speaker Nancy Pelosi proceeds with her planned visit to the island next month. The state-run Global Times quoted the Chinese Defense Ministry vowing to take, quote, strong measures to thwart any external interference or Taiwan independent separatist steps. Then warned the People's Liberation Army stands ready to use all that advanced technology it stole from the Western world over the past few decades. Ouch! Wait a minute. So now listen, hold on. Not only are they saying they're going to use new missiles for Miss Nancy, who should be honored, man. How nice is that of them to use the new ones, not the old ones, you know what I'm saying? They using the new ones on you, okay? And then they're going to say, hey, y'all know all that technology we stole from y'all? Yeah, we're going to use that on y'all. We're going to use your old technology on you. I gotta I gotta get credit, dude. That takes some guts. I actually respect the alphaness. I do. I respect the alphaness. All right, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna just read this paragraph and I'm done with it. Chinese analysis said the strong warnings from the Chinese military meant that the Chinese People Liberation Army, also known as the PLA, is well prepared for all the possible challenges if Pelosi visits the island, and they advised the PLA rocket force to conduct drills with new missiles targeting any possible United States aircraft carriers and other large military vessels that may be involved in Pelosi's visit. Ooh, come on, girl, Pelosi. Don't let them punk you out. Get on that plane and show China who's boss. They ain't gonna stop you from going to Taiwan. It's Taiwan. Taiwan number one. Taiwan number one. Okay? China number nothing. I hope she goes, dude. I hope she goes. But I don't think she's gonna go. What do you think? You think she's gonna do it? God, I wish so. I hope so, but I don't think she's gonna go. All right, and let's talk about Germany. And they so cheap. Oh my God, Germany is, oh Lord. Everybody's giving all this money to Germany. Ukraine. Especially America. We're giving all this billions and billions and billions of dollars that we need. We're giving it to that welfare country. And they still want free gas. And they still want free weapons. They still want free stuff. Anyway, Germany been all cheap about it, okay? So look at them now, because Ukraine, of course, Zelensky still got his hand out. Somebody says, I need some other weapons. Give me some other weapons. And Germany like, okay, we got you, dude. We got you. We're gonna send you 3 dinosaur tanks from the 1970s. They got no shame. They got no shame whatsoever. Okay, the German government has delivered 3 Gepard. I think that's Gepard. I think that's how you pronounce it in German, or Gepard. Anti-aircraft tanks to Ukraine, a considerable step from its donation earlier in the war of only 5,000 helmets. So yeah, they gave them 5,000. You got hundreds of thousands of people in Ukraine army, and they gave them 5,000 helmets. By the way, on my Telegram, link is available in the description box below. I remember showing how the Ukrainians were shooting the helmets, and it turned out that the helmets were mainly foam. Oh my goodness, they so scandalous. You can't trust these Germans, okay? The 3 armored vehicles, first fielded in the 1970s and withdrawn from German service over a decade ago, were promised to aid the Ukrainian war efforts against Russia by the German government and Chancellor Olaf Scholz 3 months ago. They promised this 3 months ago, and they now just delivering it, and have now been delivered to the country. Well, I guess I answered my own questions. Oh my goodness. So... You know what? This don't make no sense. You know what I think they're doing? I think they're just giving away old stuff they'll never use anymore. And they're just like, well, Russia's going to destroy it anyway. So at least we can, get rid of 2. We can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Anyway, all right. I purposely did not overload the international news segment for today. I kept it really light. But be sure to be here for the next segment, which is national and local news. So as you know, the liberals, the Democrats, the progressives, the commies, they tend to redefine words that fit their narrative. They change the definition of words that were traditionally meaning one thing for decades. and maybe even centuries, and now they decide to change it because they're in control of a lot of these industries. There is a way to preserve the original definitions online. One of them is to use a archive website. My favorite is archive.is or archive.ph. This is right here. And the reason I like to use this particular one is because the powers that be cannot pressure the government to change it back. So when you archive the dictionary words, like right now, there's no need for you to archive the current definition of woman and man because they have changed it. But if you have some words that are in an online dictionary or an online encyclopedia, it's best that you archive them now before these people get a hold of it. Also, keep your original handheld dictionaries, like your actual books. Keep those. If you have also old encyclopedias, keep those too, because eventually we're going to go back to how things used to be. Right now, the crazy people are running the asylum. So once we get back control of everything, then things will go back to normal. But you're going to have a reference for that. Wikipedia redefines recession to resemble Biden's changes, then locks page to new edits. Wikipedia changed the definition of recession on their website to fit the Biden administration's redefined language. Wikipedia then locked the page, preventing individuals from updating the website, which is a tool that Wikipedia has long provided. The White House changed the definition of recession last week ahead of the release of Thursday's economic report, which showed that the U.S. has had 2 consecutive quarters of declining GDP. This was the standard definition, but the White House declared that this definition should be tied more closely to unemployment numbers. In other words, they don't want you guys to understand how bad poopy pants Biden is, okay? So just keep that in mind. Plus, I don't trust Wikipedia for most things. It just depends on what I'm looking for, but just keep that in mind. Wikipedia is a sham. All right, Los Angeles got some bad news for you. Well, no, sorry. I got some good news for you. My bad. No bad news. Good news. I got some good news for you. Los Angeles County drops plans to reimpose mask mandates after Beverly Hills, Long Beach, and other cities push back on COVID tyrants. So congratulations. Yes. You don't have to have a muzzle over your mouth. Aren't you happy? Here in Georgia, where we's nice and freeze down here, we's be freeze over here. Our Governor Kemp made sure, just like the saying tells, that we didn't have to have any muzzles on our face that we didn't want to. But congratulations to being free like the rest of us, okay? All right, let's move on over. San Francisco, New York State declared monkeypox a public health emergency. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know what. I don't even have to read this. I just want you guys to know that there's a reason why San Francisco and New York State, actually you might as well say New York City rather than the state itself, but because of the activities in New York City, they both have declared monkeypox a public health emergency. I wonder if Atlanta going to be next, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised if Atlanta is next on the list. The Biden administration is considering along the same, but has stressed the effectiveness of vaccines and antivirals. All right, check this out, guys. There's a lot of stuff going on in D.C. and that chick, that Mayor Bowser, she is not happy, honey. And I got to give kudos to Abbott. I apologized on my live stream yesterday, and I'm going to do another apology. I thought he was going to wimp out. I talked bad about him, and he proved me wrong. And that's really rare, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, he ain't going to do nothing. Because when I heard that the that the only way you can get the migrants, the illegal aliens onto the bus is that they have to volunteer. So when I was like, well, if they're volunteering on getting on the bus, then how you going to get them on the bus? But I don't know how he's getting them on the bus, but oh boy, is he getting them on the bus. Look at this news heading right here. It's very telling and it's very informative. Let's look at it together.
The mayor of Washington, D.C. is asking for National Guard help to deal with the influx of asylum seekers there. Bused to the nation's capital by the governors of Texas and Arizona. Local aid groups in D.C. say they are overwhelmed and homeless shelters there are overcrowded. The same thing's being said at the Texas southern border. Fox 4's Blake Hansen has details and reaction tonight. Blake.
Steve, Governor Abbott has said the strategy in busing migrants to D.C. was to bring the border crisis to the president's doorstep. The mayor of D.C. says they now have a humanitarian crisis and need the feds' help, while also calling the act of busing migrants cruel political gamesmanship. As migrants continue to arrive in Washington, D.C., District of Columbia officials say they are running out of resources to take care of all the people.
Well, we need space, and we need the federal government to be involved.
D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser faced questions Thursday about a letter she sent to the White House and Pentagon requesting the activation of the D.C. National Guard. District officials say they've encountered more than 4,000 people arriving on over 200 buses since Texas Governor Greg Abbott and Arizona Governor Doug Ducey announced in April plans to ship migrants to the country's center of political power. Bowser writes in her letter, the migrant crisis facing our city and our country through cruel political gamesmanship from the governors of Texas and Arizona must be dealt with at a federal level.
The number of people crossing the border seeking asylum, we expect to only go up. And we need to make
close
sure
the
that
border.
there's a national response, not an ad hoc, city by city, state by state response.
Shelters in D.C. have reached max capacity, with some migrants left sleeping outside Union Station. Aid groups have for weeks said they are overwhelmed.
How could I have let them sleep on the floor in Union Station? So I decided to host yet another family, and at that point there were 10 people in my house.
President Biden has not given this issue any attention, but then neither have our local officials.
White House officials did not commit to National Guard support, referring reporters to the Department of Defense.
We have been in regular touch with Mayor Bowser and her team. And I said this before. I said this last week about Republicans using migrants as a political tool.
Biden is a Democrat. Biden is a Democrat.
Wrong.
Governor Abbott declined a request for an interview, but said in a statement Thursday, Washington, D.C. finally understands what Texans have been dealing with every single day, as our communities are overrun and overwhelmed by thousands of illegal immigrants, thanks to President Biden's open border policies. If the mayor wants a solution to this crisis, she should call on President Biden to take immediate action to secure the border, something he has failed to do.
Oh, get him! Oh, get him, Abbott!
At this point, still no timeline on when the federal government might make the decision that would allow for National Guard resources to help with the crisis.
Oh my God, did you see Abbott came for him? Or came for her. Yeah, you want something done? Talk to your president. He's a demon rat. Talk to him. But honey, it gets better, okay? Dozens of migrants discovered in stash houses, plural, in rich neighborhoods of Washington, D.C. Now, let me tell you something. Yeah, I know I was born and reared in Washington, D.C. And there are some areas of Washington, D.C. that are highly gentrified, and it's where the elites stay. And one of them is over there by Georgetown. Now, it can have changed, but because I haven't been in D.C. in a long, long time. But they have some very beautiful, nice homes over there. Also some nice condos. So this is such a good thing for the rich and the elite to see what decisions that their vote, if they're not political individuals themselves, the consequences of their decisions in reference to who they vote for and what they support. It's easy for them to support an open border when it's out of sight, out of mind, because it's in Texas and Arizona and South California has to deal with this. But when you're up in D.C. and New York and New Jersey and Delaware and Maryland, you don't have to worry about this because you're up in the north side. You don't have to deal with the influx. Now, with the wonderful, genius idea of Abbott, they're sending these people up there to these cities, and now they're seeing how bad it is and what they had to deal with. Dozens of illegal immigrants trafficked into the United States were discovered in a rich neighborhood in Washington, D.C. Ooh, I know Sally Mae did not like that, and neither did Mumford. The United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents found 73 migrants, good Lord, 73 migrants living in stash houses operated by human smugglers in the Northwest area. Yup, there we go. That's that area. Documents from ICE reportedly detailed how the agency's Homeland Security Investigations team raided 6 residential homes in an upscale D.C. neighborhood where agents found 60 adults and 13 children, as well as $95,000 and a small amount of cocaine. What? What? Not the sugar booger. Oh my goodness. The stash houses were found in one of the richest areas of Washington, D.C., where the median home priced in $750,000, NBC reported. The documents reviewed by the outlet did not disclose the addresses of these houses or how many migrants were being held in a single home. Now, I'm going to tell you what they was doing. You know they was hiring them people. They had them people stashed in those houses so they can have free help. That's what that was. They was like, you know what? You and your family, your bambinos, your husband, your wife, all of y'all can come over to my house as long as y'all cook, clean, do the yard, take care of the dog and all that other stuff. That's what they was doing over there. Violent drug cartels based south of the United States-Mexico border make billions of dollars each year smuggling people into the United States. Migrants will often pay for the services of a coyote to cross the border illegally, earning the cartels an estimate of $13 billion annually, according to the New York Times. So yeah, this is hey, this is the only way they're going to learn. This is the only way they're going to learn. But hold on. Wait, there's more. Texas Governor Abbott vows to send even more illegal migrants to D.C. as Mayor Bowser calls the National Guard to handle dire influx. I am so impressed with you, Abbott. I don't know why I doubted you. Well, I know why, but I'm glad you proved me wrong. It's times like this when I'm glad I'm proven wrong and you actually did it. Congratulations there, buddy. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has vowed to continue sending illegal migrants to Washington, D.C. as Mayor Muriel Bowser calls in the National Guard to help the city handle the crisis. D.C. has been being flooded with thousands of illegal migrants as the Texas governor has sent approximately 5,000 people to the city by buses over the last 3 months. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, guys. Arizona Governor Doug Ducey has also shipped roughly 1,000 to the nation's capital. After news broke that Mayor Bowser is asking the Pentagon to help handle the influx of people, Governor Abbott's spokeswoman issued a statement saying that D.C. finally understands what the border states are going through. Quote, Washington, D.C. finally understands what Texans have been dealing with every single day as our communities are overrun and overwhelmed by thousands of illegal immigrants thanks to poopy pants Biden open border policies. Abbott spokeswoman Renee Eze wrote in a statement to the Washington Examiners, if the mayor wants the solution to the crisis, she should call the poopy pants president known as the child sniffer Biden to take immediate action to secure the border, something he has failed to do. Eze added that the situation in D.C. does not compare to the true ongoing humanitarian crisis on the southern border. In addition to the National Guard, Mayor Bowser is requesting to use an arena near the Capitol building. Oh, I didn't know that. Near the Capitol building to use the processing center for migrants. On June the 19th, Mayor Bowser sent letters to Joe Biden, as well as the Office of the Secretary of Defense, asking for help. According to the report from the Examiner, neither of those letters have been answered. Oh no, Bowser, they giving you the cold shoulder, girl? Say it ain't so. That's what you get. I think having all those people in these blue cities is a great idea. Congratulations, Governor Abbott. You did well. All right there, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes national and local news. Let's move over to social media news. Okay, Tater, so we have two social media news for you today. One is dealing with The View again. I know. You're like, again, Tree? Dang. Didn't you talk about them yesterday? Well, honey, I guess Master Charlie sick his lawyer on The View again because they wanted Whoopi to give an apology this time. Because that's what I was saying yesterday when I was showing how Whoopi had motioned towards that white woman and had her, like, I still don't know what that white woman's name is. No offense to anybody. I'm just saying she's just seen, I don't know who she is. Every time I look at her, I'm like, Hopper, who that woman? I'm like, I don't know who she is. It's like she shouldn't have not have given the apology. The apology should be given by Whoopi, because Whoopi was the one who kept talking and she was the one who doubled down. Well, for the third time in a row, because remember, they retracted this story once, they went and apologized the second time when Whoopi doubled down, okay, and now they were like, that's not enough, and I guess that also, I guess I'm wrong again. I guess I am wrong. I'm going to eat humble pie. I had said that you guys protesting in front of their studio was not going to get anything. Well, I was wrong once again on that situation, and I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong because I love when I'm right. But it looks like they did the protest in front of the View headquarters in New York and in California did come out as a winner. It was effective because now you got Whoopi actually giving an apology. So let me go ahead and read this for you, and then show you the video of her actually giving an apology. Now, I have not seen the video. We're gonna watch it together, but there's some people who are like, no, we're not satisfied with her apology, and then you have others who are satisfied with her apology. But we're gonna watch it together and see how it goes. Okay, Whoopi Goldberg finally broke her silence after falsely claiming that the neo-Nazis were let in an event and embraced by Turning Point USA on the episode of The View. The View recently lied about the organization when a bunch of weird leftists showed up to protest their event. These people were removed from the event by security. The View hosts used this opportunity to smear the organization and falsely claim that they were tied to and welcomed alleged neo-Nazis, which is not the case. The Gateway Pundit reported that the hashtag Sue the View trended on Twitter on Tuesday after Turning Point USA sent cease and desist letters to ABC and announced a potential defamation lawsuit. And let's not forget yesterday that Master Charlie and the Turning Point USA crew showed up in front of the recording studio and protested I think early in the morning on yesterday in New York and in California. So let's go to the actual tweet and we're gonna watch the apology together. So this is Turning Point USA Twitter, and it says, what do you guys think? Should we accept this apology? And it's got the thinking face. Hashtag my bad, hashtag Sue the View. So let's watch it together.
In Monday's conversation about Turning Point USA, I put the young people at the conference in the same category as the protesters outside. And I don't like it when people make assumptions about me. And it's not any better when I make assumptions about other people, which I did. So my bad. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So the U.S. State Department is
Okay. That was good. I like that apology. Come on, you guys. You gotta recognize when you got a W, okay? You guys got the menopausal table, also known as The View, to not only retract the story twice, and then the other woman did an apology, but now you got Whoopi to actually make an apology yesterday. So take that W and be done with it, okay? Because you're not going to get anywhere else with that. Seriously, I thought that was very impressive. I was satisfied. What about you guys? Let me know in the comment below if you were satisfied with that apology. So that should put a lid on this here jar of hashtag Sue the View. So we should be completed with this episode of that, okay? Now, of course, y'all know those women going to start running off at the mouth on something else, and then we'll be on another season. All right, so that complete this. But honey, let me tell you something. We got a new one here when it comes to the Sesame Place. How come they don't call it Sesame Street Place? But anyway, as you all know, I featured a video of two little girls. They were so cute. Two little girls who were being ignored by Rosita. And Rosita looked at those little girls and said no, and just did the motion, looked down at the little girl and did a motion with the hands of no, I'm not going to hug you. I'm not going to give you a high five. And it broke their heart. Now, I saw this, I don't know what this pink thing here is called right here. I guess I should read the article, shouldn't I? But I don't know what this pink thing is. But this, I just saw there's another girl. So they all got together and they're doing a class action suit against Sesame Place. Now, you all know I hate Sesame Street now. It's not like it used to be. It's so woke, and I can't stand a good thing that goes woke. And I love when they both fight together. I'm here sitting at them. I'm sitting here looking at them fight together, and I'm like, yes, fight. Let them fight. Let them sue Sesame Place. That's what they get for going woke, okay? I don't mind when the black community and the woke left, commies, Democrats, liberals, basically fight each other. But I'm going to tell you, Sesame Place they're going to actually settle this suit because this is bad PR. So let me go ahead and read this a little bit here. New video shows Sesame Place characters ignoring young black girl, family suing for $25 million. New video footage released on Thursday shows the moment a 5-year-old black girl was snubbed at Sesame Place by multiple park employees dressed as characters during a meet and greet event last month. Quentin Burns, the girl's father, has filed a $25 million class action lawsuit against SeaWorld Parks, the owner of Sesame Place, for pervasive and appalling race discrimination after he claims his daughter, Kanindi, Lord have mercy, these names, was ignored. The video shared by the law firm representing the Baltimore family shows an employee dressed as a telly monster walk to the side of the street as other characters dance in the street. The telly character appears to offer his hand for a shake to one young spectator, but blows by Kendi, who had also reached out her hand. Now, I saw the telly, what is this? A Teletubby? Telly Monster. I saw the Telly Monster. We're gonna watch the video itself, and to me it looks like it's not like the Rosita character. The whoever was in that Rosita costume, they purposely saw that child because they looked at those two girls. They looked down at those two girls and said, "No, I'm not gonna touch y'all." But I think the Telly Monster, it looked like the Telly Monster just did not see her. Let's look at this. We're going to look at this video here from a local news organization in Baltimore that's going to go into more details.
A Baltimore family is now the center of a $25 million lawsuit against the owner of Sesame Place.
Yeah, the lawsuit lays out what attorneys call pervasive and appalling race discrimination. And it stems from videos like this that are sparking outrage all over the nation. WMER2 News' Kendall Green joins us live in the studio. Kendall,
see, yeah, that's right. So this is the little girl. I don't think the Telly Monster saw her. Let me back it up just a little bit. See, I believe that the Telly Monster just had his eye on that one child and he just didn't see the other child. But here's the deal. If you go to the sidelines and you see one child, you need to look around to see other children. I think this person's just not trained. This is totally not like the Rosita situation, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. y'all want some diversity? Y'all want to daggone promote CRT? Then you need to understand your whiteness, okay? Okay, don't be white supreme pieces in these costumes. But anyway, let me play this again. Hold on, let me play this again right here.
All over the nation.
Yeah.
WMER2 News' Kendall Green joins us live in the studio.
Yeah, he didn't see her. He was too busy focused on the child that was sitting down on the ground and just ignored the little girl right here. So this right here, I don't think that this was intentional.
Kendall, you had a chance to speak with the attorney representing the families. These videos were everywhere on social media a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, good evening, Kelly and Mallory. We've seen and heard the outrage in recent weeks after viral videos show Sesame Street characters seemingly ignore little black children intentionally. It's a story that stirred up national attention, and the Baltimore family is...
Yeah, Ernie, hold on. Now, Ernie did exactly what I said that the Telly Monster should have done. Ernie should have reached down and Ernie reached down and he high-fived all the kids that were around that one child. But when you do that, you need to also look up. And I believe he purposely ignored the child here. Let me know what you think, but this is what I'm saying. If it's unlike the Telly Monster was focused, zeroed in on one child, and he went in and high-fived that one child, ignoring all the other children around that one child. Ernie, on the other hand, saw that one child, high-fived that one child, and then high-fived the other children around that child and ignored the little girl standing up. So that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna touch one child, you need to look around the other child for other children that are waiting for you to high-five them.
Children intentionally. It's a story that stirred up national attention, and the Baltimore family is now taking legal aim against the amusement park after the incident in mid-June.
Now this right here is a slam dunk case right here with Rosita. There's no way you can say that character did not see those two little girls.
5 for the first kid, a high five for the adult guest, but nothing, literally nothing for these two little girls from the employee dressed as Rosita in this viral video. The mother of one of those girls has been vocal about the incident since it happened.
Me, my niece, and my daughter have all suffered one, embarrassment, discriminatory behavior, which we should not have to endure in these days and times.
A similar incident for Quentin Burns, here standing behind his daughter, Kennedy.
It's brought him to tears, for his 5-year-old daughter who's...
Okay, I don't think he cried. Are you serious? Come on. Listen, you guys are going to get paid, all right? They're going to settle this out of court. They don't want the publicity, but please spare me a grown man crying because a human being in a costume, all right, just did not get a chance to give that child a high five. Okay, seriously? Oh my God, these people are so dramatic.
That's one of the most precious little children I've ever seen. Completely snubbed, ignored, disregarded.
He says on Father's Day, 4 employees dressed as Sesame Street characters ignored the father and daughter, saying at the same time those same performers readily engaged with white customers.
We're here to announce that we filed a class action civil rights lawsuit
on her behalf.
Attorney Malcolm Ruff, representing the Barnes family, filed the lawsuit accusing the owners of Sesame Place of violating the Burns family and numerous other families' rights.
Okay, so they got together. This, what you see right here with Rosita, this is the case that's going to get them to settle out of court because they have a hard court case with Rosita. When it comes to the Telly monster, they don't really have a case. I don't believe that Telly monster saw that child. And Ernie, sure, you can also say thing with Ernie, but this right here is a clear case that Rosita saw those two little girls. It was like, nah, y'all ain't got nothing. But like I said, they're not gonna. Sesame Place is not gonna go to court for this. They're not gonna fight it. This is bad publicity, terrible publicity, and they will settle out of court. Watch.
To make and enforce contracts in an equitable manner, citing Section 1981 of the Civil Rights Act of 1866.
It shows that while we have made so much progress, racism is still pervasive and still very much alive and still needs to be combated on all fronts, especially when you're dealing with children.
According to the suit, on June 18th, the Barnes family purchased 2 weekend tickets to Sesame Place near Philadelphia. The terms of the contract reserve the Barnes family's privilege to meet and greet. During that time, 4 performers intentionally refused to engage with them, ignoring them and all the other black guests in attendance. The suit calls the performers' actions an unlawful refusal to perform its duties, outlining his contract with the Barnes family.
Should have just stayed in the middle of the street. You should have stayed in the middle of the street. Here's the deal. Just don't have them come out to the side and greet the kids. That's what I said. Just stay in the middle of the street and dance.
If you look at her face after she's turned away by Ernie and by Telly Monster, the look of disappointment could literally bring you to tears.
Come on, dude. No, it's not. I mean, that little girl gonna get lots of rejections, okay? She looks biracial. Trust me. If she's growing up in a black community, that's not going to be the first time she's going to have a face of rejection. Trust me.
That disappointment, Ruff argues, is solely attributed to Sesame Place's owners.
What is really happening here is a failure of training, a failure of supervision, a failure of monitoring, and a failure of vetting employees to operate within the confines and the parameters of the civil rights laws that govern our country.
Sesame Place, in their response to the lawsuit, told ABC News, quote, "We will review the lawsuit filed on behalf of Mr. Burns. We look forward to addressing that claim through the established legal process. We're committed to deliver an inclusive, equitable, and entertaining experience for all of our guests."
In other words, they're going to settle out of court, like I said. Anyway, let me know what you think about this. Do you think they have a case? I think they have a case only because of the Rosita character. That's the only reason. And also, if you can add Ernie in there too, but the Telly Monster, I don't think they got a case with that one. But it doesn't matter. It looks like they got together and did a class action suit, and when it comes to those type of class action suits, they're going to definitely settle out of court. But let me know what you think. What would you do in a situation like this if you were Sesame Place, and what would you do if these were your children? Anyway, let me know by leaving a comment below this video. And there you have it, dear taters, the conclusion to the Treetop News for this Friday, July the 28th. Please be sure to leave a like to this video. Don't forget to share it, and let me know what you think by leaving a comment below. I always love to hear from you. This is Tree from treeoflogic.com. Since this is this weekend, I wish you all a wonderful weekend, and I'll either see you on my website, treeoflogic.com, for a movie night, which is on every Friday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, or I'll see you on my live stream this Sunday at 8 o'clock. Either way, have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Later, taters.